dash fascia is found above the umbilicus, except you now see option A, campus fascia. You see option B, scapus fascia. These muscles, it can carry so many questions in your MCQ theory questions. You can just say describe the muscles forming the anterolateral abdominal wall. This can be your long answer question. It might be the one that will be the compulsory question. I don't know, but you got to know this in a very easy way. So I'm going to show you a very easy way to know it. Alright, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for easy assimilation and retention, we're going to be talking about those muscles in the tabular form. I'm going to create 5 rows and 5 columns. So the rows is going to contain the muscles, while the first column we are going to have the muscle, the next definition, the third column will have the origin, the next the insertion, and the last one we're going to have innervation. Good. Now we're going to start with the external oblique muscle. That muscle is the largest. Is the most superficial. You know what superficial is. If you've not watched my video, rush you, go and watch it. The fibers will run inferior-medially. This is what we mean by inferior-medially. Inferior from the bottom, inferior-medially. It's moving like this. The origin is from the 5th to 12th ribs. It inserts in the pubic tubercle. The innervation is T7 to T11 and T12. T7 to T11 is the thoracoabdominal nerve. Then the T12 is the subcostal nerve. I'm going to give you a short way to remember all these nerves. So please watch this video to the end. That's going to be the bonus for those that are going to watch this video to the end. Now the next muscle is the inferior oblique muscle. It is deep to the external oblique. That's when you remove the external oblique, you see the internal oblique. The fibers run superior medially. The origin is from the inguinal ligament, iliac crest, and the lumbodorsal fascia. It inserts into rib 10 to rib 12. The innervation is T7 to T11 and T12. Moving to the transversus abdomini, it is the deepest flat muscle. It runs transversely. The origin is from the inguinal ligament, the 7 to 12 costal cartilage, the iliac crest, and the thoracolumbar fascia. It inserts into the chondrite tendon, the xiphoid process, the linea alba, and the pubic crest. Now the innervation is T7 to T11, T12, and a branch of lumbar plexus. The rectus abdomini muscle is a paired muscle. It is divided into 2 by the linea alba. It originates from the pubic crest. Then it inserts into the xiphoid process of the sternum and the costal cartilage of rib 5 to rib 7. It's innervated by thoracoabdominal nerve, that's the T7 to T11. Then finally, pyramidalis muscle. That muscle is a small triangular muscle. Like I said, it's not found in every individual, it varies. The muscle is located inferiorly. It originates from the pubic crest and pubic symphysis. Then it inserts into the linea alba. It is innervated by T12. So it will be a lot easier for you if you're reading it from the table. If you study this table, you notice that we have 2 major nerves that are supplying these muscles of the anterolateral abdominal wall, which is the thoracoabdominal nerve and the subcostal nerve. That's T7 to T11 is the thoracoabdominal nerve, while T12 is the subcostal nerve. Now this is how it works. External oblique and internal oblique is by T7 to T11 and T12. That's the thoracoabdominal nerve and the subcostal nerve. That's for external oblique and internal oblique. But watch what transversus abdomini did. Transversus abdomini muscle was like, why will I follow the crowd? I want to be on my own. I want to be specific. I want to be unique. So transversus abdomini muscle now went to add branches of the lumbar plexus to itself. So it has both T7 to T11, T12, and branches of the lumbar plexus. Then the next person, rectus abdomini, now say, please, I don't want to even follow this guy. I don't want to complicate my life. Rectus abdomini muscle now said, okay, please, I'm okay with just T7 to T11. Then pyramidalis muscles like, I know I'm the smallest muscle, so let me just go and carry my size. It now just carried only T12, that's the subcostal nerve. So this is an easy way for you to recall. T7 to T11, T12 for external and internal oblique, Then the transversus abdominis took 2 of them and branches of lumbar plexus. Then the rectus abdominis took just T7 to T11. Then the pyramidalis took only T12, and everybody is happy. So you can add functions to this muscle, but for this scope, I'm going to end it here. You've gotten it, good. So the next layer is the parietal peritoneum. So the parietal peritoneum is the last layer before you get to the abdominal organ. Now for the clinicals, I'm going to be talking about 5 incisions in the anterolateral abdominal wall. The first one is the midline incision. So the midline incision is usually in the midline, as you can see in the diagram. It is used in any procedure that requires access to the abdominal cavity. You've gotten that. The paramedian incision is the next one. It provides access to more lateral structures, that's lateral abdominal organs like kidney, spleen, adrenal glands. This is where this incision is made, that number 2 in this diagram. Now the third incision, the Coffers incision. The Coffers incision is usually used to gain access into the gallbladder, the biliary tree pathology, and that. Now the next incision, which is the number 4, is the chevron rooftop incision. The chevron rooftop incision is used for gastrectomy, adrenal removal of the adrenal glands. Now the final incision is the Mercedes-Benz incision. The Mercedes-Benz incision is usually used for the same indication like the chevron incision, but it's usually seen in liver transplantation. So I've said all of this. I didn't mention McBurney incision. This is a very popular one. Should I leave you this one as assignment? No. Let me not be like those teachers. I'm going to show you. So McBurney incision is usually performed in the McBurney point. One of my professors usually like this question. Like, he likes this question very well, Professor Wompa. And this McBurney incision is also used in open appendectomy. So I think we can take out this guy. He has done his job. And that brings us to the end of this video, you guys. And I'm sure this video really helped you to see easy ways to recollect, read, and remember this anatomy lesson. So you guys, make sure you like this video, you subscribe to my channel, and also share this video. But before I cut, this is something that I always like telling my students. It is not enough if you just read the stuff and you cannot answer a question when you are asked. They can ask you a question and you will be looking, you don't even know you know the question. That's the answer to the question. So this is what I'm going to do. Before I end this video, I'm going to relaxfully ask you some kind of question if you could remember what you were taught. And maybe, should I drop the answer on the screen? No. And maybe I'm going to drop the answer on the comment section. Okay, so this is it. So this is number 1 question. Let's see if you remember. The anterolateral abdominal wall muscles are grouped into 2. What and what? And they can ask you the most superficial flat muscle is dash. You know it, but you don't know you know it. Superficial is the outermost part. So the most superficial is what? Which one is the outermost muscle of the flat muscle? You know it. So this is how you need to apply what you've read. And they can ask you, which is the deepest vertical muscle? Is there? What's your answer? They can also ask you the deepest flat muscle. Now they can ask you what's the nerve supply to pyramidalis muscle. You shouldn't forget that. That guy took only 1 nerve. They can also ask you which muscle inserts into the linea alba. Do you remember? They can ask you below the umbilicus we have dash and dash fascia. True or false? Or no, they can say dash fascia is found above the umbilicus except, hey, this one go bust your brain. Oh, dash fascia is found above the umbilicus except, you now see option A, campus fascia. You see option B, scarpus fascia. Option C, you see which fascia now? Let's say superficial fascia. You see these 3 fascias. What's the answer? For option A, is it true or false? Except, hey, okay, I'm waiting for your answers. Remember, the campus and scarpus fascia, they are below the umbilicus. Now they've said above the umbilicus except, let me see your answer on the screen. It's like I'm going to give giveaway for this one. So you guys, since I'll cut the video here, make sure you try to read this thing and bring it out, like apply it. You've gotten it. So that brings us to the end of this video. Bye bye, see you.